Hey, my love. So good to have you here today at my podcast. So, the topic that I want to dive in today is a topic that maybe one or another don't want to talk about it, or don't like this much to talk about it. But we will see. So you can write me your thoughts about it. I'm happy to hear from you. Okay, so the topic for today are: what is imposter syndrome? So imposter syndrome, it's a psychological phenomenon in which individuals doubt their accomplishments and have a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud. Despite external evidence of their competence, those experiencing imposter syndrome feel like they are not as capable or intelligent as others perceive them to be. It's a feeling that many of us has experienced at some point in our life, isn't it? So, imposter syndrome can affect, anyone, but it's particularly common among high achievers and those in competitive fields, but nearly everyone can be affected from it. And it can lead to feelings of anxiety and inadequacy as well as lack of confidence in one's abilities. And I know this personally, so I struggled by myself with imposter syndrome, especially when starting my entrepreneurship. So when I was starting my business and make it real, this was really scary. And yes, imposter syndrome tries to kick in. Or when I take on another new challenges, it's also a thing where imposter syndrome try to make me struggle and make me feel not as good as I am. And this is natural. It's natural to want to fit in and be seen as competent. But sometimes that pressure that we make on these points can make us doubt ourselves. So one thing that has helped me seeking out mentors, support, practicing self-love. So this has helped me a lot because when you surround yourself with people who have gone through similar experiences, can be incredibly empowering, and you don't feel alone with this. So they can provide guidance, advice, and remind you, of course, that you are not alone in feeling this way. And it's okay to feeling this way. So acknowledge your feelings and look at it a little bit closer to overcome it. Another thing that has helped me is setting realistic goals. And this was not so easy at the beginning, but it gets easier, so trust me. And making realistic goals instead of focusing on perfection. I was an absolutely perfectionist, and it tries to comes in from time to time, this perfectionism. But at the moment I'm really good in practicing my self-love and all my exercises. So it's not comes that strong that it was. So I'm focusing on set goals that are achievable, and I focus on my strengths. And when I do achieve something, and it makes no difference if this was a small or a big goal, I remind myself always to celebrate it and give credit to my hard work I put in. And this is really important. So write this down, that you are celebrate yourself for all the things you are achieved, not only the big things. So we are tend to only celebrate the big stuff, but also the small stuff is really important to take credit on. And here are a small golden nugget in this way also. It's an absolutely good idea to make a list of all the things you are good at and that you have achieved, all the stuff that you have achieved, and keep it close to you. So lay it on your desk, or when you have an app where you have all the things in it. So have it in there or so. And when you are struggling with yourself, take the list and read it. And also, it's important to keep this list updated. Yeah. So when you achieve something new that's not on the list, write it on the list. And also here, big and small things. Okay. And keep this list close to you. And I also found it really helpful to challenge the negative thoughts and feelings associated with imposter syndrome. It's also not so easy, but with practice, it becomes easier to recognize and reframe those thoughts that comes up when imposter syndrome pops up, comes in, bubbles up, whatever. What also is important to remember that is imposter syndrome is not a permanent condition. Yeah, we all have these moments of self-doubt, and that it's okay. So recognize these feelings and get mindful when these feelings come up, because this is not it's popping up immediately. So this is like a feeling that bubbles up from within you, and when you are mindful about that, you feel this imposter syndrome comes up, and you can use these techniques that you hear already, and I have 3 tips for you. You can use also that you can use immediately before the imposter syndrome gets in like a hurricane. So a short conclusion about it. Imposter syndrome is a common experience among high achievers and those in competitive fields, but also everyone can can have this. So sorry. But it is not a permanent condition. By seeking out support and mentorship, setting realistic goals, practicing self-love, and challenging negative thoughts, you can overcome imposter syndrome and build confidence in your abilities. So, all right. Now, I have, as promised, 3 tips for you that you can apply yourself. You've already heard some few tips and feel absolutely free to apply them, but I will give you a few more. So, are you ready? Good. So 1, the first thing is practice self-compassion. So be kind to yourself and remember that everyone has moments of self-doubt. Practice self-compassion and remind yourself that it's normal to feel this way. Let these feelings come up, feel these feelings, and then let it go. Second is practice deep breathing. Deep breathing exercises can help you to reduce stress and anxiety. When you're feeling overwhelmed, take a few minutes to focus on your breath and allow yourself to relax. Important to know is here that you breathe in your belly, so not this shallow breathing that we do most of the time, and especially when we have a big amount of stress, then we have this shallow breathing. So practice really deep breathing in your belly, and you can place one hand on your belly, so then it is easier to feel this breathing in your belly when your belly gets up and down, and it's easier to focus on that. And third is practice meditation. So meditation can help reduce feelings of overwhelm and a restless mind. It allows you to focus on the present moment and can help to shift your mindset and build confidence. So when you have this foggy mind and you can't focus because your brain are so full or maybe you are tired as well, then meditation is your thing, what you should do. And meditation don't must be that long. Yeah, you can practice 5 minutes and you're good to go. So this is also a good way. And yeah, of course, so sit down and concentrate on your breathing as well, and keep everything blur everything out what is outside of you, and come into yourself and into your heart. And that for only 5 minutes, it's perfect as well, and to reset yourself and ground yourself. So it's absolutely perfect for this. So yeah, remember that overcoming imposter syndrome is a process, and it may take time. Yeah, it's not a sprint. Yeah, it's a marathon. But with time, patience, persistence, you will be able to build confidence in your abilities and overcome imposter syndrome. So work on yourself constantly, and you will make it. Also, please note that all my techniques here that you find here in my podcast or on my homepage as well are not a substitute for medical treatment. So consult a qualified physician if needed or in addition. So be careful. All right, so this was the episode for today. And yeah, let me know your thoughts about it. So write me an email or let me write me a comment as you like. And yeah, when you want support to finally address your issues with imposter syndrome, with the lack of self-love, or also a mindfulness thing that you have struggling with, then you are exactly right with me and to work with me. And all the links and all the information working with me, you will find in the show notes and also on my homepage. And yeah, when you have questions for me, don't be shy and shoot me an email. All the infos about that are also in the show notes and my homepage as well. So I wish you a wonderful time. I bless you with light, love, health, success, and prosperity. We hear us next Tuesday again. I look forward to you. With love, your Eva.